the people who are most vehemently anti-gay usually come from a sort of fundamentalist background. They're taught that being anti-gay is correct, but also they struggle with those feelings, and the way they try to like cover that up, cover up the insecurity, cover up the self-hatred, is to sort of lash out and posture like, bro, I'm the most against this, and that stuff is actually super immoral. Well, I'm here to tell you, there's nothing wrong with being gay, there's nothing wrong with being trans, and there's nothing wrong with liking trans people, whatever it may be, none of that.
And also, to all the straights out there, don't worry, you're not gay if you're attracted to trans women. It doesn't make you gay. You're attracted to the feminine aspects of them, their feminine presentation. That is the part of it that most likely you are attracted to. And you're not gay if you deep throat that giant lady. There's nothing gay about it. None whatsoever. Go to town. Enjoy. And like, honestly, stop hating yourselves. Stop. Everyone, if you stop hating yourselves and enjoyed life and enjoyed the parts of you that are, you know, be honest. Just be honest, and maybe don't work towards oppressing other people who also want to enjoy said. This is going to be, you know, a Kyle Kulinski video in which he is reporting on the quartering. It's not a crossover I've seen before. It's the first time, actually. I've never seen, you know, the Kyle Kulinski X the quartering, but here we are. I'm assuming because, you know, for the most part, Kyle's a good boy. He's here to criticize the quartering and his shitty transphobic takes.
Anti-woke conservative YouTuber, and he is spilling the tea, let's say, on a lot of other right-wing commentators and what really goes on behind the scenes.
Oh, nice. Okay, you chose well. Chat, you chose well. Yeah, because this is a great story. I haven't actually seen Kyle Kulinski's response to it. If you didn't know, the quartering has been selling everyone out. It doesn't matter. Eliza Schaefer, fucking Jack Pasebic, Mike Serenovich, Tim Pool, you name it, it's for sale. The quartering has no allegiances, no alliances, does not give a fuck about any of his so-called friends, quote unquote, and yes, is willing to spill the tea as soon as he's had I would say a series of libations, some delicious. I mean, he likes beer. He does enjoy beer. I'm sure after a couple, you know, little soupçons, he's ready. And then he hits the Twitter, just fucking ground running, and will come out with a whole bunch of revelations for everyone, including how many right-wing conservatives are chasers, how many right-wing conservatives are gay, how many right-wing conservatives are obsessed with trans people, even though they talk all the time about how evil they are. Like, yes, I hate trans people. Please don't look at my browser history. Please, no, you must never see.
Versus, you know, how they posture in public. So he said on Twitter the other day, loads of right-wing commentators are either closeted gays or transgender chasers. Look, I accept and support them, but many of these people you think are based and red-pilled love trans cock, or well, cock in general. Deal with it. He continues, the modern right wing is controlled and psyoped. They are worse NPCs than the left. If this makes you mad, then unfollow. If you can't see the obvious, then I can't help you. Most of these pundits, I think he meant to say pundits. He said pundits, love cock. They love drugs. They love cheating on their spouses.
And here's the great thing about being on the left. It's okay to love cock. In fact, it's based to love cock. Also, it's based if you enjoy within a safe environment. It doesn't destroy your life in any way, shape, or form to enjoy drugs, to enjoy inebriation, to enjoy enhancing your own consciousness through a whole bunch of things, mushrooms, acid, weed, you name it, that it can be based. You know, be safe, harm reduction, always have someone supervise you, all those good things. But on the left, you don't need to be ashamed of yourself if you enjoy seeing a pair of titties and that makes you a little bit aroused. And you're like, oh, wow, maybe I do want to subscribe to that person's OnlyFans. I do quite enjoy their breasts. These are wonderful breasts. Allow me now to insert my credit card information and give them a little help, and they are helping me out along the way. It's a mutual transaction here. We're helping each other out. But if you're a right-winger, then yes, you have committed sin. You are Satan incarnate. You have become demonically possessed, as has your penis, most likely. And yeah, you need to be shunned and shamed for all time. I love that dude on TikTok right now, the one who's just like, I just like, I was so tempted, you know. I was just like, years of me just like, it's just like you, when you watch porn, you go down this like this pathway, this rabbit hole, and it's just like, it's so sinful and depraved. Soon enough, I was like, I was jerking off to men, I was jerking off to trans women. I just didn't know what was going on, and like I couldn't stop myself, and like, but now I found Jesus, you know. It's just really good. Now that I found Jesus, bro, I totally understand that it's like, it's really bad for me to have those carnal thoughts and desires, and that's the problem. That's the problem with both the porn industry and the Jews, and that's how they try to manipulate you with their bodies and their sinful behavior. And like, oh goddamn, homie, you might be pansexual, you might be bisexual, I don't know, but it would be really sweet if you could live your truth, you know. If you didn't have to actually like hide this shit, if you didn't have to be ashamed of yourself or your like your desires or the fact that you find another man's body arousing, or that you find a trans woman's body arousing, you should be ashamed of that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's fine. It's totally normal. It's also normal if you don't find anyone attractive at all. That's normal too. It's like these are just different variations of humans. It's how we are.
You want to get mad at me? You want to spurg out in my comments? But I've seen it all. LOL. I've hung out with these people. I've partied with these people. They are not living in God's image.
Oh.
They are as degenerate as they pretend to fight. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So, look. Kind of interesting. I don't know what sparked this this line of thought here, but there was an instance the other day. Blair White is conservative.
I was going to say,
and she's trans.
It was the Blair White
and
fiasco.
She posted a picture of herself, which people are describing as a thirst trap. She's like wearing a bikini and holding a gun. And she says something along the lines of, if you see a bulge in a liberal woman's pants, it's a cock. If you see a bulge in a conservative woman's pants, it's a gun. Said something along the lines of that. Look, it's an interesting thing to tweet, given that she has said previously, I don't know if this is still the case, but in the past she said, I never had bottom surgery.
Lizzie Nippon, thank you very much for the prime. I appreciate that. And, I mean, it is basically what, and this is a cis person trying to explain it to fellow cis people. Trans people are like, yeah, we know. This is what usually is referred to as people who are gatekeeping, that only believe trans people can exist if they have gender dysphoria, and that gender dysphoria is somehow solved in one way or another, whether that be through surgery, through hormone replacement therapy, through a variety of different gender-affirming care. That's the only way that a trans person can exist. This is a medical condition. It is recognized, and because it is recognized, then we must say that people who have it will have to be able to, cure it in some way. And that's just not the case. There are trans people who have no desire to, transform the way they appear or physically through surgeries or hormone replacement. They are completely valid. There are people who are trans and do not experience, body dysmorphia or gender dysmorphia, and there are people who do, and the people who do should have access to gender-affirming care. That's basically it. It's honestly a privilege that's usually afforded to white women who have access to the ability to transition. Usually it is people in higher economic statuses who are able to, transition to become trans women. You would have to be able to have access to healthcare and the ability to pay for it in one way or another. But that is essentially where that perspective comes from. And so that's as far as some of the right is willing to go. Not a lot of it. But there are people who clearly, this is a situation where having a trans friend, even if they are, what trans people refer to as true scum or trans medicalist or something like that, whatever the case within that community have decided to describe that individual as, that's certainly something where you have to take a step back and realize that's where the quartering's at. That the quartering likes Blair White, is friends with Blair White, doesn't want people excluding Blair White from the conservative experience. That has created a schism. There is a large portion of the right who are obviously going full on, we want to exterminate trans people from the planet. We don't want trans people to exist. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that trans people are no longer around. That is a portion of the right that are going down that road. And then there's another portion of the right that are like, what about the good ones? What about the good, there's some very passable hot trans women. I don't get why we would get rid of them. They can hang out, right? Like, I mean, they're pretty much women, right? I mean, I know we're not supposed to say that, but we're all thinking it. Well, even the worst of the worst, like even the Elijah Schaefers, the fucking most disgusting chasers, even they have those moments where they're just like, but what do you do about the people who like really pass? You know, like the ones who really pass. What do we, what about that? Has anyone talked about that part? Because, I mean, we don't have to get rid of all of them, right?
So she's a trans woman with a penis. So you're conservative, so you would kind of contradict your own message that you put out. Anyway, that's all irrelevant. The point is, the quartering saw that, is friends with and colleagues with Blair White. And Blair White the right was hammering her on this. And they were basically saying, like, you know, you're part of the problem. You're trans. We are anti-trans, right? And the quartering took issue with this, did a video where he basically said, look, she's not the problem. She's not one of the woke people. She doesn't push gender ideology or trans ideology. She agrees with conservatives. So kind of basically saying,
one
like,
of the good ones.
Lay off her. She's with us.
I mean, it's pretty much the exact example of a pick-me, you know. I can't speak for the trans community, obviously. I'm cis, but I can speak for, you know, broadly speaking, the LGBTQ plus community. There's lots of examples of people who are like, well, don't you worry, for I am one of the good ones. I am the exception to the rule. Yes, I may be bisexual. I may find men attractive as well as women, but at the same time, I understand that the bisexuals have gotten out of control. It's gone too far, and they need to be limited in their rights. I accept that, I will affirm your point of view from the perspective of one of us, because I'm one of the good ones. I'm the good one.
Why are you going after her? Well, the quartering. Jeremy, I could tell you why they're going after her. They are anti-trans as such. Full stop. They don't care if she's trans and conservative. Because the trans thing is what they have an issue with. They don't agree with trans people. They don't.
I do love how they're having their own little moment right now, though. This is like them watching, like, you know how like progressive cis dudes watch like a ContraPoints video for the first time and learn what traps were, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, so when I was in high school and I thought it was a gotcha to send this super hot trans woman who also had a penis to my homies, and then when they like replied with like she's hot, and then I was like, no, you gay, that was actually pretty extremely transphobic. Oh, wild. I didn't know this. Okay, I'm learning now. This is neat. Parts of the right are suddenly having that. They're going through it for the first time.
They don't want anybody to be trans. They want to get rid of trans people. So that's why they have a problem. Doesn't matter if she agrees with them on every single policy issue. They don't care about the policy. They are anti-trans. In the same way that if there was a gay conservative, you know, many gay people, and we saw this when Dave Rubin announced he's having 2 kids, many conservatives are like, this is degeneracy. We don't agree with you. I don't care that you agree with me on some of my politics. We are against gayness. We don't want anybody to be gay.
Dave Rubin went too far.
If you are gay, hide in the closet. Get back in that damn closet. That's what they think, dude. So it's weird because you see this sort of split now on the right, you know? But anyway, I think it was in reaction to that, this guy goes out there and he's like, hey, just so you know, all of these like super conservative, super Christian fundamentalist virtue signaling types who are like, bro, I'm so against trans people. Secretly, they're like, where can I slob on a trans knob? I mean, that's according to him.
A crude way of saying it, but he's right. He's right. There is no end. There is no end to the cravings of a lot of these bigots, where they will spend all day being like, yeah, we should take away the health care of trans kids. This is important because Christ our Lord has told me to do this. And then be like, yeah, but I'm also really, really going to be excited to get home so I can watch all of the trans porn. All of it. I'm not even going to stop. Doesn't matter. Trans women, trans men, you name it. Just everything, you know, even non-binary people. Hey, we're having a party. The party is in a locked bedroom, making sure that I am aware of when my wife will be home. That is the party. The party will be very concentrated to a period of time between this hour and this hour, and there will be a experience and tears, lots of tears. And then once I finish crying, that's around when my wife gets home, and then I turn into the alpha that she deserves, because this is what I'm about.
Him, not me. And look, there are examples, right? So here's Andrew Tate is kind of in a class of his own in terms of, you know, who he is and what he does. He's like the chief manosphere, you know, uber masculine kind of dude, right? It's all the, you know, I put on this macho man facade type stuff.
By the way, everyone, hey, did you see that Rolling Stone article? Guess what Andrew Tate's lawyers are going with in his defense? It's all been an act. It's all been an act, baby. Yeah, no, he was just playing a rapist, pedophile, human trafficker to scam people and get their discount Discord codes, sell Discord codes. So he was a Discord code salesman, and so to sell them, he had to pretend to be a human trafficking rapist, pedophile. It's also for money. He was doing it for lots of money, lots and lots of money. Sucks for every single dude who's gone down the rabbit hole though, because it's like he's just saying out loud that he's not actually the person you think he is. He's maybe not even as an extreme misogynist as you thought, you know? Like you were like, well, this was my boy. I thought women were responsible for their own rapes. I thought that was cool, right? So wait, does he actually believe that? I mean, to be honest with you, probably. He's still again, human trafficking, pedophile, rapist. But apparently he was only playing one. It's real method. Yeah, so.
But somebody dug up this video. I don't know if he's referring to Andrew Tate. I just want to show you that there's actual merit to what he's saying here, the quartering. So this is kind of hilarious. Let's watch.
Yeah, the Alex Jones defense. 100%.
I should say this is from 2021, by the way. 2021.
Which is a legitimate one. And everyone's sitting there clicking woman, 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 because they think they're going to be gay if they do anything else. Logos. You broke boys don't know. Listen, I recently posted a question on Twitter asking, would you rather have sex with a transsexual, which is a legitimate 10, or...
Kyle, are you vaping? I didn't know you were part of Vape Nation. What are you into, brah? Do you like big tugs or fat rips? What are you about?
Woman, which is a legitimate 1. And everyone's sitting there clicking woman, 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 because they think they're going to be gay if they do anything else. But they're not actually thinking about the question. I am so smart. I operate on so many levels higher than the average man. You people are not thinking about the question. When I say a 1 and a 10, I mean Megan Fox with a dick. That's the tranny.
By the way, Ben Shapiro wouldn't answer this. He would not. He was just disgusted by the very fact that this exists. A man who Ben Shapiro for a very long time was saying, well, I don't agree, obviously, with this promiscuity. That's ungodly like. I do like that he is obviously trying to appeal to traditional ideas of masculinity and gender roles. You know what? I care more about the trad wife shit than I do really about the rapist, pedophile, human trafficking aspects of him. So I'm gonna say that like there are elements of Andrew Tate that I agree with. Whereas like for me, I would be like there's not a single word of value that can come out of his mouth because again, human trafficking, rapist, pedophile. So because of those things, pretty much like there's not a lot to learn. Nothing for me here. What I do find interesting about this is that this is also one of those moments where I feel like a lot of the right had to be like, oh shit, so genitals don't define us? Is that... Because I'll be honest, I'm not super down with fucking dicks. I don't like penises. Not huge on them. But they've always been attached to men in my eyes. So I guess if there was a Megan Fox with a penis, but there was a Hulk Hogan with a vagina... I guess, yeah. Yeah, no, we'd be going Megan Fox. Interesting. Well, I've learned things about myself.
Or Hulk Hogan with a pussy. That's the girl. This is the question I'm asking. Megan Fox or Hulk Hogan? So you're thinking, well, I don't want to be gay, so I just clicked the girl, the number 1, did it? You're gonna fuck Hulk Hogan? Okay, yeah, there's a pussy, but he's got mustache and muscles and shit. He's all hairy, big dude, 6'5".
It's still so toxic too. It's the most toxic bro way of trying to explain the concept that gender shouldn't define us anymore, and that it's so weird that we do that. Where it's like, well, penis man, gender reveal party, time to blow up a fucking side block, you know? Where it's like, yeah, he's got to bro out. He's just got to be like, oh, fucking, what? You gay, bro? You gay? What? You gonna fuck Hulk Hogan's vagina, bro? Yeah. Yeah? Sounds pretty fucking gay, bro. Hulk Hogan's vagina sounds probably a very muscly vagina, bro. Gonna be honest with you, bro. Probably some Kegels going down there, bro. Probably crush your dick, bro. Yeah, pretty gay. Pretty gay if Hulk Hogan's vagina crush your dick, bro. Just saying. Just saying. I'll be over here sucking Megan Fox's cock. That's all I'm gonna say.
pretty gay to me. That sounds pretty gay. I don't care if it's a pussy. That is gay. Whereas Megan Fox, okay, he's got a dick, but maybe you can like scoot it out the way. I mean, still Megan Fox. You know what I'm saying? At least she's small and shit. You can get your hand around.
These guys don't even like pussy. That is so true. Oh man. Okay, so that Sneeko video. Okay, I'm sorry. We gotta detour because y'all gotta know about this. It's mind blowing to me. How do people who talk about the masculine men, the alpha boys, this is how you're gonna get all the ladies. Why are you all fucking terrified of vaginas? Why are you terrified of pussy? Why are you terrified of eating pussy? What's going on? Why do you think women pee out of their vagina? They have urethras. God damn it. What is wrong with all of you? This one was coming from Noah Sampson.
Well, maybe not, but you could get it wet.
Yeah,
you could
that's not true.
slobber on it a little bit.
A pussy's just like an open wound. It's a gaping hole in a woman's body.
Yeah, and that's why I hate when women are like, I give head all the time, and these dudes don't want to eat pussy or whatever. It's like, listen, it's not the same.
No.
If I stuck this lighter in my mouth right now, which I won't, that would be like sucking a dick. Licking a vagina is like a pit of mucus and fleshy tissue and
babies come out of there.
Periods and
but to
Are you fuckers 14? What is going on? These are the conversations I had with dudes when we were 14. Gah, I don't get it. These are the alpha boys. I love eating pussy. I don't understand this. I've never understood dudes who are like, well, eating pussy's gross, but I really want women to service me. Be really nice if women service me, you know? Yeah, if you want to be like, oh, pussy can be gross, like, anyone's genitals can be gross. Anyone's. Fucking wash your dicks, fellas. Wash your genitals. Wash your pussies, everybody. Clean that shit up before you want someone to go down on you. It's just a sign of respect, you know? Everyone loves a clean genitalia. That being said, what the fuck is wrong with you babies? What is going on here? Ew, cavernous. Looks like an alien brain trying to take in my penis. Like, the motherfuckers who obsess with controlling women, who obsess with controlling every aspect of their lives, are fucking terrified of their bodies. Like, it always has been. It's like, on one end, it's like, yo, you want to crush the puss? I'm going to sell you fucking all the courses you need, bro. I can get you all the fucking pussy you want. Pussy on demand. I'm the DoorDash pussy motherfucker. All right? I will get that shit to your front door. No tip necessary. But it scares me. But it's moist. Oh, but it's wet. What's happening? Lubrication. Oh, God. It scares me. Yeah. Gross. Women get periods and they pee, too. Disgusting.
Insinuate that the lighter is just like a dick. That's a big.
I'm just saying, it's like it's not the same. Well,
it's just easier, you know, for the ladies. Like you just have to hop on the knob, and that shit's easy. Like I'm pretty sure I know how to suck a dick because I've been like, you know, sucking on the side for a little bit. It's 1-to-1, right? I could probably get a dude off. Not bro, no homo, bro. No, I'm not gay. I just hate pussy. The fuck is wrong with you? I'm not gay. I hate pussy. All right? I'm very scared of pussy, but I'm not fucking gay. One quick thing. This video isn't over, by the way. There's tons more juicy content coming right up. I just want to quickly tell you about Mind Explosions. It's a new channel we launched that features viral style videos loaded with incredible facts about animals and other cute stuff, with agitprop peppered randomly in the middle of it, so they're seasoned to perfection. Please go to youtube.com/@mindexplosions and subscribe and share the videos. It really helps out the project and helps spread the messaging like a glorious butter over the bread of life. That's youtube.com/@mindexplosions and prepare your mind for the mind explosions.
Her neck, mess her up. You ain't messing up Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's gonna mess you up. So this is the question I'm asking. You need to operate on a higher plane. Think about this. This is important. This is cultural. This affects the world we now live in. What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum, isn't it? You're gonna sit here and go, oh no, it's gay to bang Megan.
The worst person you just know made a good point. It's true. Yeah, it's certainly a spectrum. Certainly a spectrum. Even the straight homies. Come on. All of my 100% heterosexual fans and friends, if you're watching this, if you're a dude, you're 100% straight. Yeah, I am totally straight. Super straight. At one point or another, I guarantee there's probably been a moment where you've seen a man and you've been like, I can appreciate this. I don't want to run over there and, you know, melt some garlic butter and just rub it all over him in the sun as the sunlight shines upon his glistening body. That's not what I'm looking to do. But I do appreciate the form. I can see objectively why people would be interested. You know, that's as far as I go. So I'm a 0 on the Kinsey scale, you know, and then there could be another one of your friends who's like, see, well, like I would like to apply the butter and apply it generously to his body, and just see where the evening takes us. And then you might be a 2 maybe on the Kinsey scale. You're getting a little bit closer to the center, and then of course there are the homosexuals amongst us who will be like, well, I'm actually 100% a 6. I'm a hard 6 boy, so. Yeah, by that I mean we have already achieved completion. It's oh no, it's happened. Yeah, it's oh yeah, we're having this conversation post coitus. We're not asking whether or not we would like to entertain this idea. It hath been entertained multiple times, by the way. So it was glorious.
Dick. I counter that argument. It's gay to bang Hulk Hogan with a pussy. So which one is it?
Now I should point out he's of course in a Romanian prison for sex trafficking. And he's also been accused pretty credibly of rape because there's literal audio of him saying, like, I enjoy doing that to you. To
violently raping you.
Poor woman.
Yep.
It is an amazing clip.
And isn't it great? The UK police are just like, I mean, this is just, it's beyond, there's no case here, okay? I mean, you're a witness and you have a fellow witness. The two of you are corroborating each other's stories. You have him on recording. You've recorded him admitting to violently raping you. Still, I don't know if we can really do this one. The Queen does not see fit at this point to press charges. And if you didn't know what I mean by that, in Canada, as well as Britain and the rest of the colonies, we don't get to do, would you like to press charges? In Canada, I don't get to be like, yes, officer, I would like to press charges. No, the King gets to decide that now. Before it was the Queen. At the time of Andrew Tate's, let's just say, rape, it was the Queen. So the Queen would have decided, well, yes, the Crown would like to persecute this. It is in the interest of the Crown to persecute you. Same thing applies into the cartoon land of Canada. Yeah, no one presses charges here. The Crown presses charges. So the fucking King of England decides when that rape doth warrant you perhaps going to jail. Yes, the King of England, part of the incestuous pedophile family. So probably not the best representative in terms. I don't trust the royal family when it comes to stuff. And I know, Lance, it's in the modern era where you live in a constitutional monarchy. You don't actually have the King of England decreeing, but he could. At any time. You have to understand that the Governor General of Canada is at the behest of the King. So the King at any time could come down on us. He could just be like, you know what? I'm going to execute my constitutional authority here. Yes, you have to do what I fucking say. I know, Canadians. It's like, could you have any stronger example for what a made-up cartoon fantasy land this country is beyond the colonization and genocide than that? You know, just the remnants of like, oh, God save the king, I say. Oh, a Kilkenny and a Canadian. Hey, God save the king. Like, what?
His misogyny and his transphobia has made
same
him
thing in Australia. I know.
To like
all the Commonwealth
randomly making a pro-trans argument. So look, I don't think Jeremy the Quartering is referring to Andrew Tate, but I wanted to show you this video to we're just wetting the palate here a little bit. Okay.
Kyle, you edgy.
There's also this story. Do you guys remember this? Alex Jones spotted transgender pornography on phone despite transphobic rants.
Everyone's a chaser.
Right-wing conspiracy theorists accused of hypocrisy after naughty T-babe Marissa M.I. appears on his screen, and he has, I guess you can see it somewhere in here. But this was big. I remember this kind of blew up when it happened, because he was showing his phone, trying to show like an article or something on his phone during his show, and you can see one of the tabs was transport.
Oh. By the way, this is related but unrelated, but it's a rant I've wanted to say for a while publicly. I'm having a few normies that I know suddenly become more aware of trans rights because of the TV show Euphoria. And no, normies, bad normies. This is not the way. Okay, Euphoria shouldn't be your entry into the fact that suddenly you are going to open your mind to trans issues because it's kind of weird that it's a show about high school kids fucking. It's a show about high school kids fucking. So I mean like there's like all the actors in that film or in that show, and I've watched every episode of Euphoria. I watched Euphoria. They are not teenagers. But why did that show have to, like, that's my biggest complaint about the show. Put it in college. Put the show in college. They don't look like high schoolers. They're not, because they're not. They're all adults. Put the show in college. If you want to make a hardcore porn, light porn, whatever, about fucking younger people, you can do it from a non-creepy way. Because you got to think, in every episode of Euphoria, it's like something goes down and it's like, well, can't wait for calculus tomorrow. Can't wait to learn trigonometry in high school. And you're like, what the fuck? Why was there 3 hardcore sex scenes in a row for these high school kids? I don't get this. Like, if that's the show you want to do, it's like, this is raw. Okay, this is raw. This is how life is now. People have to understand about all these things going on. There's gay people. There's queer people. There's bisexuals, pansexuals. There's trans people. This is the world now. Asexuals, all this shit. We got to talk about it. It's like, cool, talk about it. But if we're gonna, like, you know, situate the show in high school, then maybe not have all of the hardcore sex scenes with like gratuitous nudity, and you can still talk about or try to illustrate these points that yes, people do have sex in high school, that there are problems with STDs, that there's problems with sexual assault. Those can be talked, but you don't need like five hardcore sex scenes to get to there. It's like, hey, this is like the 5th hardcore sex scene of this episode, and now we're going to talk about how sexual assault is bad. Sexual assault is bad, and then, you know what? The soundtrack to the show is pretty unreal. The soundtrack is unreal. The acting's very good. There's a lot of things to praise about it, and Zendaya is just like a tour de force. No question. But why high school? Could you just do the whole show in college? Euphoria College Edition, you know, that would be a thing. But either way, yeah, a lot of normies have been suddenly like, oh, so I really like the trans character on Euphoria, and you know, I'm gonna make myself a little vulnerable here. Just put this out there that I find them interesting in so appealing attract I think they're neat. I think she's neat. She seems neat, kind of thing. It's like, okay, well, I guess everyone had to get here somewhere. I'm glad these revelations have come forward, and you know, and now you all know.
Okay. Is Jeremy?
What age were the characters supposedly? Well, they're in the show. They're obviously in high school. That would be 16 and 17-year-olds in the show. In real life, they're in their 20s. They look like they're in their 20s. They're 20-year-old actors. But again, it's like, yeah, you can have it one way or the other, in my opinion. Because the show, like, that's my biggest complaint, and it could be better. You basically, you don't need the exceptionally gratuitous sex scenes one after the other if they're supposed to be high school kids. And if that's the road you want, just situate the thing in college, and don't let a whole bunch of fucking, you know, pedos suddenly be like, oh, nice, there's a show about high school kids fucking that has a lot of nudity, man's asses, women's bare chests. Yes, they're not actually technically in high school, but I do enjoy the sight I see. Like, no, like, just, and then the other thing would be that, obviously, if you're going to situate it, like, if that's not the case, talk about the issues that concern high school kids, but then we don't need the 5 or 6 sex scenes leading to that issue. It doesn't have to be like, hey, addiction's real, addiction's hard, people die from fentanyl all the time, look at this, all these addicts everywhere, blah, 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 life is hard, you don't know what it's like for kids today. I was like, yeah, that's true, that's fucked. The fentanyl being so prominent in drug use that it's dangerous to use drugs as a high school kid, that's true. It was less dangerous when I was a kid in high school to use drugs. So, okay, I want to learn about that. It's like, cool. Sex. Gratuitous sex scene. Here you go again. Yeah, we're gonna talk. Your shit is real. Boom. Well, yeah, now they're all on Molly and fucking each other. Here's the orgy scene. Did you know that? They all fuck each other too. You're like, blah, blah, blah. Again, you could have imparted these truths in different ways.
Are me talking about him? I don't know, maybe. Right? Maybe he's referring to Alex Jones, but I tend to sort of doubt it, even though Alex clearly has, you know, this taste. We also got this one. Remember this? Nick Fuentes caught.
16 is the legal age here, but no, isn't that my sex all over the place? Well, like, but is 16 the legal age in Finland? It's for 16-year-olds, isn't it? It's for like 16 and 17. Because I have nothing against people having sex in high school. That's like, people do that. I too had sex with someone of that age when I was that age. It's a thing that people do. That's why usually age of consents are like super low in European countries, because it's like that's where we're dictating where we should have some legal precedent. Most likely because this is where people start becoming sexually active within these ranges. So as they do that, we should have legal protections for people, especially women who are going to be sexually assaulted, all that kind of stuff. But that's different than like straight up being like, hey, a 35-year-old should be legally entitled to have sex with us. No, that's a pedophile. You know, actually, that's no fine, but it's still a pedo. Hey Chico, how you doing? Did you have a good nap? Look at you sitting on noble. This is his noble stance. This is the like, I'm good, right, Dad? Look at me. Look how noble I am. I had a nap. Now I'm here. Now I'm ready for food. I'm ready to play. Oh, hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. How's it going? It's good to see you. I missed you. Did you have a good nap? Yeah? Oh, wow. You're just going for a show. Look at this. All right, I'm going to have to walk Chico soon. Kyle, you got to help me out.
Liking trans girls and femboy posts on Twitter. Conservatives are gay and want to fuck transformers so bad, that's why they were all obsessed with trans people. I remember this one when it happened as well. I remember this one when it happened as well. And
was that one confirmed? Because I saw a lot of people being like, well, this does show that someone using this feed or whatever may have been, you know, like, I don't know if this one is 100% or is it? Is it like, did Nick Fuentes 100% also? Is he just like a 100% bigoted chaser?
He
liked catboy porn. Yeah, but that's like, he plays into that. He intentionally is like, hey, I'm super gay. Yeah, it's hilarious. It's a meme because I'm super gay. I love gay fascists like catboy. Whether or not he actually does like, you know, mancock, especially catboy mancock, then I'm not entirely sure. It's one of those things where it's both deeply angering and then saddening, because that's my response to a lot of the Nick Fuentes shit, where I'm just like, or the Lieutenant Governor of Tennessee, you know, where it's straight up like, you would have been much happier if you were allowed to actually be gay, if you didn't have to hide the fact, you know, like, that sucks. And then now you won't get the rainbows and sunshine that come from the bussy. Like, you could have had all that sweet bussy rainbows and sunshine your entire life. You know, you've been living a lie. Just having uncomfortable sex with your wife when you're not, like, imagine if you were a straight dude and you had to have sex with a man because that was the social norm. Like, seriously, straight people, put yourself in that mentality for 2 seconds. Like, that's, and just broadly speaking, that's the entirety of the world. The majority of the world, will say close to 80%, is homosexual. It's homosexual or pansexual, bisexual. That's the majority of the world. And now all of a sudden, against your will, you are forcibly, if you are a woman, you're forced to have sex with a woman, even though you'd rather have sex with a man. But if you're a man, you're forced to have sex with another man, even though you'd rather have sex with a woman. And that's just you have to live that, even though it sucks every day. It's like, this sucks. I don't want to fuck this dude's ass, but I have to for appearances. So I'm going to have to do it. It's my husband's duty right now. I really don't want to do it. I would rather have sex with a pussy, but I got to get the pussy instead because the social norms, you know?
Somebody floated, Sam Cedar, when he covered this on his show, floated that he may be referring to this guy, Elijah Schaefer, who worked for the Blaze and then was let go from the Blaze. He was too extreme even for the Blaze. That guy, we know, at the very least, cheated on his wife, I believe. And then... Is
Kyle just learning about all of these people now? This is wild. I was like, yeah, so Elijah Schaefer. By the way, you want the block from Elijah Schaefer, which I just got recently. The Elijah Schaefer block comes if you start using other people, other conservatives' words in quote tweets and against him. He does not like seeing people say, by the way, you cheated on your wife a multiple amount of times with what may be insinuated to be a man. We're not entirely sure. That part has not been revealed. But as of now, there has been strong implications that could be the case, that you have multiple times either had sex with a man or a trans woman, but you have cheated on your wife multiple times. And a very other prominent conservative figure is saying this publicly. So I'm just going to put this out there and block. So I don't know if that is an admission of guilt or acceptance, but certainly it is. How do the kids put these kind of things?
And maybe Jack Posobiec as well. He may have been referring to. That's who Sam Cedar says he was referring to. I don't know. There may have been the tweet of the quartering. There's a thread here, and somewhere in the thread. I think he had deleted one of the tweets. Okay, it's not this thread, but there's another thread where he's talking about this issue.
Sussy.
And one of the tweets is deleted.
Oh,
And
yeah.
in that,
Thank you, Difficult Truth, for the rating party of 14. Hey, readers, can everyone go to twitch.tv/difficulttruth and give a follow
tweet,
back?
he may have listed some of the people who are super conservative, super anti-trans, but low-key are sexually attracted to trans people and have acted on that, etc. But look, man, the fact of the matter is this, and we've pointed this out in other contexts with the anti-gay politicians. You have like these fundamentalist Christians or these, even Christian preachers and televangelists, guys like Ted Haggard, for example.
Oh, Ted.
The ones who sort of base their whole ideology and identity around like, this is wrong, this is immoral, this is sinning. In so many of those cases, they get caught. Ted Haggard was caught doing crystal meth with a gay hooker in a hotel room off his ass. There's some anti-gay politician in New Jersey who was caught in a New Jersey Turnpike bathroom trying to get gay sex.
Yeah.
And there's been so many examples of this. And people often tell on themselves.
And again, gay sex is super based. It's the fact that they're trying to stop other people from being able to have the gay sex while they themselves adore the gay sex.
Man. People often tell on themselves. So, what I would say to guys who base their whole political ideology around being anti-trans, it's like, what's going on? How many times has Steven Crowder dressed up as a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Too many to count.
Michael
There's
Knowles?
pictures of like a lot of the times he did it. And so just you're telling on yourself, man. Because what animates that kind of an ideology? Well, in many cases, and they proved this with anti-gay people, the people who are most vehemently anti-gay usually come from a sort of fundamentalist background. They're taught that being anti-gay is correct, but also they struggle with those feelings, and the way they try to like cover up the insecurity, cover up the self-hatred is to sort of lash out and posture like, bro, I'm the most against this, and that stuff is actually super immoral. Well, I'm here to tell you there's nothing wrong with being gay, there's nothing wrong with being trans, and there's nothing wrong with liking trans people, whatever it may be. None of that.
And also, to all the straights out there, don't worry, you're not gay if you're attracted to trans women. That doesn't make you gay. You're attracted to the feminine aspects of them, their feminine presentation. That is the part of it that most likely you are attracted to. And you're not gay if you deep throat that giant lady cock. There's nothing gay about it. None whatsoever. Go to town. Enjoy. And like, honestly, stop hating yourselves. Stop. Everyone, if you stopped hating yourselves and enjoyed life and enjoyed the parts of you that are, be honest. Just be honest, and maybe don't work towards oppressing other people who also want to enjoy said cock.
There's nothing wrong with any of that. And if you get comfortable with these very basic facts, the hatred just would melt away. But no, they're so pent up and hate and
probably horny too, especially the no-fap ones. They're probably struggling more than anybody, right? It's just kind of like, hate these things, and also never allowed to have release. Not once. Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback, because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earth Human, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tao, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojak, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.